what Mahmoud Reda taught me about choreography. What have I learned from the Master of Masters, the Father of Egyptian Folklore, the visionary behind the iconic Reda Troupe, the great Master Mahmoud Reda? What has he taught me in 8 years of collaboration, of study, of work, of creative partnership, of friendship? What are the keys to great choreography that I learned from the master of choreography? Oh my God, I am so excited to share this video with you. My name is Joana Saahirah, and for the ones who don't know me yet, I'm a world-renowned Oriental dancer, teacher, choreographer, author, and I'm also the creator of the pioneering Joana Saahirah's World and Joana Saahirah's Online Dance School, delivering authentic Egyptian dance, personal discovery, and empowerment. Oh yeah. If you are not a part of our global community of dancers and personal development junkies, it is time to become a part of it. So feel welcome to join our free and fabulous newsletter, Joana Saahirah's World newsletter. If you want to become a part of our community, if you want to be the first to know about our offers, our contests and gifts and courses and events and special inspirations I only share with my beautiful people, you're going to find the link to join us in the description box below this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, shame on you. It is time you do so. So I'm going to give you time to subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notifications bell button so that you know every time I have new goodies coming into the channel. Now that we got all of this out of the way, let's dive into incredible things and powerful things I have learned from the Master of Egyptian Folklore, Mahmoud Reda, the great choreographer, about choreography and Egyptian dance. Are you ready for the pearls? Because I am carrying those pearls in my bag and I'm ready to deliver them. Let's dive into it. The first thing I learned from Mahmoud Reda in regards to choreography is that it is good for me, for the sake of my personal growth. Yes, so many dancers presume that the only reason to choreograph is if they are professionals, or if somebody asks them for a performance, or if they are preparing for a competition. They feel that they need a specific reason to choreograph, and the reason of self-development is usually not enough. The master of choreography, Mahmoud Reda, taught me, amongst so many other things, that choreographing your own pieces is something you do for yourself primarily. So even if you are not performing that choreography, even if you are not teaching that choreography, even if nobody ever sees that choreography except for you, this is still something worth pursuing, because choreographing your own pieces independently of your level of expertise is something that will allow you to develop technically, musically, emotionally, creatively, spiritually. It's a work that you do for yourself, on yourself. The second thing Mahmoud Reda has taught me about choreography is another item or another pearl that usually dancers don't take in consideration, which is the importance of taking time to listen. I remember that throughout the years when I was working with Mahmoud and working on choreographies, my own choreographies, his choreographies for teaching, my shows, my performances, whatever we were doing, he would force me to sit down with a good cup of tea and listen to the music first. And I don't mean superficial listening. I mean deep, attentive, engaged listening. We would sit on the sofa at his studio in Asr Nil Studio at the downtown of Cairo, and we would spend at least 1 hour just listening. Before we went into the dance studio to start to choreograph, we would take our time to relax, have a cup of tea or coffee, and listen attentively to the music. This was and will always be the beginning of great choreography. The more deeply connected I am with the music that I'm going to choreograph, the easier I will choreograph and the better I will choreograph. So many dancers are obsessed with movement. Instead of taking time to get to know the music, they jump immediately to the movement. What am I going to do here? What steps am I going to use? How am I going to move? And they forget that the movement must come from the music. So the more connected I am to the music, the more connected I will be to the right movement, the right just movement, the movement that music actually needs, not the movement my ego, my vanity wants me to do, but the movement the music actually needs. So taking your time to listen attentively to the music you are going to choreograph is the second pearl that my master, my dear friend, has offered me, and one that I'm passing on to you. The third pearl I have received from the Master Mahmoud Reda, and one that I'm offering to you in regards to choreography, is actually a two-parts pearl. Start anywhere and break the music down. Start anywhere means that you're not going to necessarily start to choreograph from the beginning. You're going to grab the part of the music that excites you the most, that inspires you the most, the phrase in the music that is bringing ideas to the surface, that is calling for you. You're not necessarily going to start your choreography process from the beginning till the end. You can start at the end. You can start in the middle. You can start somewhere in between. Remember that a good musical piece has an arc, like a good story, a beginning or entrance, a middle, intermediate development phase, and then an ending. Within these three sections that you will not always find in the music, but ideally you will find different phrases, different moments that will inspire you in a particular way. Instead of being stubborn and starting at the beginning just because it's the beginning, grab the phrase that grabs you. Start to choreograph in the part of the music that you are feeling more connection, more inspiration, more juice, and go from there. Build the rest of the choreography around it. So start anywhere. Also, break the music down. Instead of using the entire musical piece as a full, complete unit, break it down into phrases and see the details in each phrase. And instead of focusing on choreographing the entire music, focus on choreographing one phrase, perhaps one phrase per day. Yes, it becomes doable, not overwhelming. It becomes way more focused because your attention is not divided throughout the entire musical piece, and it's too much information for your brain to take. And it's also something that allows you to go into the nitty-gritty details of each phrase and really bring the juice out of them. So start anywhere and break the music down. That's your pearl for choreography from Mahmoud Reda, number 3. Pearl of choreography number 4. This is break the rules. Yes, know the rules so that you can break them. Create variations. Twist, distort, change, eliminate, add, remove the movements. Don't get stuck in the old formulas, in the standards that everybody is following. Create your own personal style. Create your own personal movement. One of the most beautiful things about working with Mahmoud Reda and teaching with Mahmoud and choreographing side by side with Mahmoud literally is the ability, or was the ability, to see how he was able to grab what is technique known by everybody and transform it into something new. He was always asking me, how can we do this in a different way? How can we do this movement in a different angle? What if we try to do this step from the upside down or from the back to the front? What if we break this movement in half? What if we transform that step? What if we try to do it in a very weird, strange way? Let's try. Knowing the rules, that is, knowing the technique, the right technique, the correct movement, and then breaking it, questioning it, doing it differently, experimenting with it. This is the beginning of great original choreography that reflects the Egyptian dance you're representing, but it also reflects your creative power. So that's your pearl number 4, and one I hope you start applying from today. Pearl number 5 of how to choreograph according to the Master Mahmoud Reda. This is tell your story. Yes, tell your story. So many dancers are able to tell the story of the music, but they're not able to tell their story. They don't make it personal. They don't make it about them, and they should. One of the most beautiful things I've learned from Mahmoud Reda, from studying and working with him, was the ability to make my dance a personal affair. And once you do something personal in art, it becomes universal. Okay, and that's the crazy thing about making it personal. You think it's only about you, but it's not, because you're not that different. Other human being is gonna feel connected to your story. Another person is gonna see herself or himself in you. So telling the story of the music is important, especially if you have lyrics, if you are choreographing a piece with lyrics, with a storyline. That's the story of the song. But what about your story? What about your emotion? What about your life? What about the life experience that you carry within? The sadness, the joy, the memories, the hope, the passion, the fear. What about what you carry within? When I dance a storyline that was not written by me, I dance that storyline always in relation to my personal story. I make it personal. If I don't feel the story that this song is telling, I'm not going to choreograph it. This is a preference or a decision I have made many years ago, influenced by everything I've learned by Mahmoud Reda. It is important to tell the story of the song, if there is a story. It is important to respect the style of the music, absolutely. But it is also very important to tell your story. If you cannot relate to the story that this song is telling, it's probably not something that you should choreograph, not right now. Because if you cannot relate to the story, you cannot tell your story through that story. I am not sure if you're following. So it is important to think about, what is the story that I'm telling? Is it personal? Do I feel it? Do I feel identified with it? Am I telling my story through the story of the song I'm choreographing? The more personal you make it, the more magnetic and powerful and honest it will be. And that's exactly what we want. We don't want a choreography that we don't believe in. We don't want a choreography that does not make us feel something. We want a choreography that moves us. And the only way to move an audience is to tell the truth. And the only way to tell the truth is to tell your story. And that's your pearl number 5. Pearl of choreography directly coming from Mahmoud Reda, number 6, and the last one for this video. There are so many more, but that's it for now. Okay, so what is the pearl number 6? This is the ability to do and redo with humbleness. Yes, do it and redo it continuously until you are mildly satisfied. Throughout the years, when I was performing in Egypt and also working and studying with Mahmoud Reda, I watched him go back to his studio again and again and again to work on the same choreography. At certain points, in some days, he would tell me, I'm not satisfied with what I've done today, but it's done. It's done. Tomorrow, I'll come back to it and I will improve it. And what he meant by improve it was often starting all over. What he meant by improving it was often changing things drastically, questioning everything he had done the day before. But he always took it for granted. If the work is done, done is better than perfect, and I can always go back to it, and I will. So many of us, myself included, have the ambition, the goal of nailing it. We are impatient, we think that we must get it right at once, we set impossible deadlines, and we're not able to go back to the material consistently. I'm here to tell you that the humbleness and the discipline to work on it and improve it as you go along is essential. Yes, sometimes you will choreograph something amazing on the spot. It happens to me, but not often. If you're choreographing all the time, as it is my case, chances are you're going to have bad days. You're going to have days when you're not inspired, you're tired, you're not in the mood, but you still got to do it. The question is, you got to do it, and then the result is not to your liking. What do you do about it? Do you kill yourself? You don't. You go back to it. You say, for today, the job is done. I congratulate myself because I showed up and I did it. And tomorrow I am going to grab the material I have created and I am going to improve it. I am going to change it. I am going to eliminate it if I need to and start all over. That will not affect me or hurt my ego. Yes, I'm an artist, but I'm also a person and I'm not perfect and I am not always inspired and on the spot. So allowing yourself to do it and redo it until you are mildly satisfied is a key to great choreography and the key to keep improving your choreographic skills. Have you enjoyed this video? If you did, offer it a like and share it with your dance peeps and drop a comment in the comments area. If you have not checked our courses on Mahmoud Reda's legacy and technique at Joana Saahirah's online dance school, this is the moment when you do so. I'm sharing the links to those courses in the description box below this video, and I'm going to invite you once more to join our free and fabulous newsletter. When you do, you are the first to receive our news and offers and inspirations, and you get instant access to our free learning page and to the free ebook Welcome to Egyptian Dance Wonderland. What the hell are you waiting for? The link to join our free and fabulous newsletter is also in the description box below this video. I will see you soon. Until then, all my love and my warmest kiss. Mwah.